Okay, welcome. I know that as I'm speaking, more people will be filtering in. So everything that I'm saying, I will throw into the chat for you as well. Welcome to the Virtual College Fair. We are so happy to have you here, and you're going to be hearing from 6 amazing panelists about their institutions. If you have any questions for our experts at any time, please use the Q&A. Our panelists cannot see or hear you, so using that Q&A that's either at the top or bottom of your screen will be the best way to get an answer throughout. Also, pay attention to the chats. Our panelists will be putting their contact information in there, which is incredibly valuable. You can sign up for more sessions. There is another session after this one for tonight. And a recording of this, along with all the other sessions, will be available at StriveScan's website. I will put that exact link into the chat, but again, it will be sent to you if you signed up, to our panelists, of course, anyone in attendance here. With that, and being mindful of time, we are going to kick it off with Carlow University. Susan, I think you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm sharing my screen. I'm going to start my presentation. Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Susan Winstall. I'm the Senior Associate Director of Enrollment at Carlow University. On behalf of Carlow, I would like to say Céad Míle Fáilte, which is Gaelic for 100,000 welcomes. Carlow is a small private Catholic university offering excellent professional and liberal arts programs. We were founded by the Sisters of Mercy, who are very much committed to service, social justice, and very welcoming of everyone, regardless of your background, regardless of where you come from. I have been at Carlow for over 28 years, and I can absolutely attest to that. By the numbers, we have about 2,000 students that attend. So we're considered a smaller university. We have 1,300 undergraduate students. We have a 10-to-1 student faculty ratio. We have an average class size of about 15 to 20. We have 14 varsity athletic sports, and we sit on a very secluded private campus of 14 acres in the Oakland area of Pittsburgh. We have 50 undergraduate programs to pick from. And probably most impressive, 97% of our graduates are either employed or in graduate school within 6 months after graduation. So of the 50 programs that we have several that tend to be our largest, more popular, and ones that were recognized in the region as leaders. We call these our signature programs. The ones you see in front of you are nursing and healthcare programs. Nursing is our largest. It is a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. Students can enjoy small class sizes. They are taught by faculty who are practicing nurses. We have an amazing skills lab that you can see a little bit of in this picture. We have clinical exposure at some of the finest teaching hospitals in the country. And for 5 years in a row within the region, we have had the highest pass rate on the NCLEX exam, which is the licensing exam that students have to pass to practice as a nurse. We also have some pretty unique majors in this area. We have cardiovascular perfusion, we have healthcare management, we have interoperative neuromonitoring, we have physical therapy. I invite students to check out our website to learn a little bit more about these pretty fascinating programs. The signature programs within the helping profession, we have art therapy preparation, which is a wonderful blend of psychology and art and counseling classes. It prepares students to go on to get their master's to become an art therapist. We have both early childhood education and early development and learning. What's nice about these two programs, we actually have a children's center and a campus school, kindergarten through 8, right on our university that students can get firsthand observation. We have both psychology and social work, and within these two programs, we've got specific areas of concentration that will prepare students to go on for a master's degree. In our signature programs in the creative arts and expression, we have art, lots of different options in art. We have painting and drawing and ceramics and graphic design and media animation. We have art education. We also have communication. We have creative writing. We have English. And a lot of our students come with multiple areas of interest and sometimes just can't pick one major, and that's okay. At Carlow, you don't have to. You can actually, a lot of our students major in more than one program. and come out with more than one degree, which makes them very marketable when they enter the workforce. And if you're not sure about your program, that's okay. We have a deciding pathway that students can start in, and with the assistance of our faculty and a wonderful career development office, we can discover what your passion is. Beyond the classroom, civic engagement and service learning opportunities are embedded in everything that we have. We offer undergraduate research opportunities. We offer opportunities in internships and work experiences. We have study abroad. We actually have a branch in Carlow, Ireland that students can study. We offer opportunities in student leadership, campus ministry, resident life, and numerous clubs and organizations. Pittsburgh is our city. Pittsburgh has been voted several times one of the most livable cities. It is home to numerous Fortune 500 headquarters and home to more than 50 renowned healthcare centers. So if you're looking for amazing clinical exposures and impressive internship opportunities, this is the place. We're also considered a world-class culture and arts community. Now, we're not actually in the city. In this picture, you can see the city is behind us, but see how close we are. We're actually in Oakland. Oakland is Pittsburgh's innovative corridor known as the Eds, Beds, and Tech District. Oakland has one of the highest concentrations of students in the United States. And we actually allow our students to take classes at all of the surrounding colleges and universities. And we have internships abound. On average, by the time our students graduate, they will have participated in at least 3 internships. Admissions and aid. All of our students are assigned a personal enrollment counselor like myself. There are 2 ways to apply. Both are free. You can apply through our common application, or you can get right on our website and create a Bridge to Carlow account and apply there. We are rolling admission, which means we don't have a specific deadline. As soon as you apply and we get your application and your transcripts, we can start to review you for admission. We are test optional, and we will continue to be test optional in the future. We offer scholarships, currently up to $20,000. We have our merit academic scholarships, which could also be combined with athletic scholarships, which also can be combined with our honor scholarships if you are invited into our honors program. And we also have a Catholic High School Award, a Legacy Award, and a College and High School Award. We encourage all students and families to complete the FAFSA. That is the free application for federal student aid. And that will tell them what additional grants and loans and work study they're eligible to receive. Our code is 003303. So let's connect. We'd love to hear from you. The Office of Admission, we have a local number. We have a toll-free number. You'll also see our email address, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So love to hear from you, and thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Bard College.
Hi, welcome. I'm also going to screen share. My name is Amanda Dabrowski. I'm the Associate Director of Admission. So this is a nice overview picture of our campus. Here's some fast facts. We're the oldest early college in the country. We were actually founded in 1966 by Elizabeth Blodgett Hall, who was the head of school at Concord Academy, which is a day and boarding school near Boston. And some of her students came back from college and told her that they felt like there wasn't that much of a difference between the beginning of college and the end of high school. So she had the idea to bridge the two, and our school was born. We're about equidistant between New York City and Boston. We're located in a great small town called Great Barrington, Massachusetts. We're a very small school, so there's a lot of personal attention. We have about 400 students, and that results in small class sizes as well, with an average class size of about 11 students. Our students receive an Associate of Arts degree in liberal arts on the way to their bachelor's degree. And we have 35 different concentrations. That's what we call majors. So what makes a rocker? So we call our students rockers. Our students are really curious. They love learning. They're bright. They're motivated. They're mature. They really want to be challenged academically. So our academics, we are a liberal arts school. So our students study a little bit of everything in the first 2 years because we really believe that that gives students the best foundation for no matter what they want to do. We don't want to prepare students for just one career because most people do many different jobs in their lives. So we're giving students skills that they can use in a lot of different fields: close reading, critical thinking, analysis, research, writing skills, communication skills, things like that. So in the first week, when students arrive on campus, they have their orientation, and a big part of the orientation is writing and thinking week. It's a writing and thinking workshop, I should say. So it's like, I like to describe it as a writing boot camp. Students really learn the skills to be good readers and writers at the college level. In the first 2 years, students have a core curriculum. So they're taking a math, a lab science, an art, a social science class, or a cultural perspective, art, world language, writing. They also take 2 seminar classes that are sort of like humanities classes. They're very broad, a mix of philosophy, art, culture, history, writing. So it's about 8 classes in the first 2 years, but there is some freedom and flexibility in those classes. And then the other classes, students are taking whatever they're interested in. During their sophomore year, our students go through a process called moderation, where they're working with their advisor. So all of our students have a faculty advisor who they meet with on a regular basis, and they're mapping out what they want to do with the rest of their time at Simon's Rock. So they're working with their advisor and a moderation committee. They're deciding what their concentration is going to be, if they maybe want to study abroad, study away, do an internship, extended campus project, etc. And it's not set in stone. They can change what they'd like to do later on, but they do come up with a concentration at that point. Then at the end of the sophomore year, they receive an AA, an Associate of Arts degree in liberal arts. And then students can continue on into what we call the upper college. The first 2 years are the lower college. And during the junior year, we really want to encourage students to spend some time off campus. We think, we're a great school, but you can't learn everything in one place. So we want students to have experience somewhere else. So most of our students, about 60%, either study abroad or study away, which would be studying at another school or program in the US. One of our study abroad options is Oxford, but students don't have to do one of our programs. They can find their own. We are affiliated with Bard College, which is in upstate New York, and that really allows our students to have the resources of 2 colleges. So they can do a Bard study away or study abroad program. When they're a junior or senior, they can take classes at Bard for free. So it's really a great partnership. We also have some partnerships with other colleges. We have 3-2 programs where students spend 3 years at our school and 2 years at another school, Columbia and Dartmouth, for instance, in pre-engineering, receiving 2 bachelor's degrees in 5 years. We also have a program with Vermont Law School. In 4 years, students receive a Bachelor of Arts from Simon's Rock and a Master's in Environmental Law from Vermont Law. We have a partnership with SUNY, State University of New York, Upstate Medical School, for their summer research program in medical research, as well as their PhD program in medical research. And we also have a partnership with them for their MD program. We have 4 academic divisions. So being a small school, we don't have departments, but we have divisions. So we have a social science division, a STEM division, a language and literature division, and an arts division. And our popular majors go across all the different divisions. Students get their BA, their Bachelor of Arts, in whatever their concentration is. And many of our students study more than one thing. It's very easy to do at our school. Students can even create their own concentration as long as they have another concentration that's a set one or one on the book, so to speak, they can create their own. Some of our popular majors or concentrations include political studies, psychology, creative writing, literature, theater, music, biology, pre-engineering, etc. Campus life. So being an early college, our students are coming to college at a younger age. What it means is that they're actually leaving their high school after 10th or 11th grade to start our college. So in terms of the academics, it is just like any other traditional college. But for the campus life, there is a bit more support and supervision because the students are younger. So we do have adults who live in all the residence halls. Students, you meet with their advisor on a weekly basis as a first-year student, and there's additional sort of like a safety net in place. But for the most part, it feels like any other college. So there's a lot of different activities and events to do. We have clubs, both identity clubs and interest clubs. So interest clubs would be based on interest you have. Identity would be based on something you identify with. So some examples of clubs would be like Black Student Union, Women in STEM, things like that. We also have athletics. We have basketball, swimming, soccer, fencing, cross country, volleyball. So kind of an interesting mix of sports. So for the admission process, we have sort of a rolling admission process. We do have deadlines, but students can apply throughout the year. Our latest deadline is June 1st, so it's coming up. But we do have a few spots still left in our class if students are interested in applying for next fall. After the deadline, if we have space available, we'll consider applications. We have a holistic application review, so we consider everything. We are looking really closely at things like level of classes taken, writing, recommendations, grades, things like that. We accept the common application, but we also have our own online application. It's free to apply. Students will write essays, submit recommendations, submit a transcript. We do require an interview, but we are test optional. For financial aid, we have need-based and merit-based. Most of our students do qualify for financial aid or receive financial aid, about 80%. Here's some student outcomes. You'll see that we have 10 Fulbright fellows since 2010. Most of our students, almost 80%, go on to graduate school. We're among the top 15 schools in the US for the percentage of our students who receive a PhD, and 6 of our alumni are listed on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. We also have an academic rating of 92 out of a highest score of 99 by Princeton Review. That's actually higher than what Harvard and Princeton received. Here's my contact information, but I will also put it in the chat. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have the Catholic University of America.
Perfect, thank you. Wonderful. Well, thank you all for taking some time out of your evening. My name is Kevin Medina. I'm one of the assistant deans of undergraduate admission at the Catholic University of America, right in Washington, D.C. So a little bit about Catholic by the numbers. We are smaller to medium in our size. We have about 3,100 undergraduate students with about 2,600 graduate and law students. About 80% of our students do self-identify as Catholic. That being said, you do not have to be Catholic whatsoever to attend the university. We are welcoming of all faiths, backgrounds, race, ethnicities, with students from all 50 states in the United States and about 46 different countries spanning the entire globe. We have over 70 different majors, over 60 different minors and certificate programs. And as I mentioned, we do try and keep everything relatively small with an average class size of 19 students and a student to faculty ratio of 10:1. Catholic University was actually founded as a research-based institution. We're the second oldest research institute in the United States, and any major across any program can participate in research as early as their freshman year. Catholic University sits on 176 acres of self-contained land. Basically, what that means is that we are in a bubble. All of our academic buildings, our dorms, athletic fields, performing arts centers are right on that 176 acres of land. You don't have to drive anywhere to any other part of campus. You're not metroing to any other part of campus. But we do have a metro stop directly on our campus. We're also the greenest campus in Washington, D.C. The way that I typically will describe it to students is that we are a metropolitan campus, but only when they want it to be. Our students really do get the best of both worlds, where they have that kind of traditional college campus environment with a lot of green spaces and all the older looking buildings and everything like that. But they have everything that downtown Washington, D.C. has to offer, whether it's for an internship or an event that's going on. And we're just 3 stops away from kind of that center city environment. So again, it's really whatever balance of fast-paced city lifestyle and more traditional college environment, college campus that you would like. At the undergraduate level, we have 9 schools of study. Again, over 70 undergraduate degrees. over 60 different minors and certificate programs, as well as some pre-professional programs as well. All of our programs are direct entry. That includes our nursing program, engineering, politics tends to be one of our biggest overall majors, as well as our Bush School of Business. So there's definitely something for all students of what they're looking for. And for the most part, all of our programs are kind of two-way streets. So you could be a student in our Bush School of Business and then get a minor or a double major in basically any of our other schools with a few exceptions. So you can really cater to whatever experience you're looking for. As a part of your application, you will also automatically be considered for our honors program. There is no separate application. Students have the opportunity to take a certain amount of honors level courses. There's an additional scholarship. They have honors housing, and they get to go on honors excursions, as well as take a course with the president of the university. And here's kind of a brief breakdown of our application and what we are looking for. We're going to be looking at a wide variety of different materials, like your transcripts, letters of recommendation, the common application essay, as well as a Catholic University statement, which is basically just why you're interested in Catholic specifically, progression through high school, strength of curriculum activities, and things of that sort. We are exclusively on the Common App. We do not charge an application fee. And starting this past year and moving forward, Catholic University is test blind. We transitioned from being test optional this past year due to COVID and the restraints of taking the SAT and ACT. So being that we are test blind, we do not look at SAT or ACT for any students whatsoever, regardless of what their major is. We have two different deadlines, a November 1st deadline, as well as a January 15th deadline. You're still eligible for all of our programs, as well as all of our scholarships if you apply by that later date. And similarly to our honors program, you are automatically going to be considered for all of our scholarships. There is no separate application. This past year, they ranged from $17,000 to $32,000 a year, so they do get renewed every single year. We do have a few full tuition scholarships, which we invite students to campus, and there's an interview process for. These are, again, full tuitions that covers your tuition over all 4 years. And then we have a parish scholarship and a legacy grant for those students who are a part of a Catholic parish or have had a parent, grandparent, or sibling graduate from Catholic University. Again, no separate application. The only thing with these two is that you do have to fill out that specific information on the common application when you are completing the app and before you hit submit. So looking at what is next, definitely stay connected with me as your admission counselor, or again, you can find out who your specific admission counselor is on our website. We do offer interviews for rising seniors, but they are optional. We do have a virtual tour on our website, but I will also note that we are completely open right now, hosting tours in person as well as information sessions. So I would encourage you, if you do have time during the summer, definitely come out to campus and have the opportunity to enjoy Washington, D.C. and see our beautiful campus. And finally, follow us on our social media. Instagram tends to be the most popular, where we're always posting what students are doing, as well as all of the in-person as well as virtual prospective students events that we'll be hosting. So thank you again. I will put my information in the chat, and I will pass it on to the next person.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have St. Elizabeth University.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to share my screen as well. All right, so hi, my name is Kiana Frazier. I'm one of the admissions counselors as well as an alumni of St. Elizabeth University. We are a small Catholic university in Morristown, New Jersey. So about 3.5 hours, but I am going to share a little bit about us. We were founded in 1899 as one of the state's only all women's colleges. We are now fully co-ed. In fact, we just became a university this past July. This will coming up on a year, but we still pride ourselves in our mission. We are service oriented as well as serve diverse populations. And in fact, 60% of our students are Black or Hispanic. So like I said earlier, we are a small campus. Our student to faculty ratio is 11:1. So there's no question about you not having access to your professors or not be able to meet new people on campus. You also are able to have free tutoring as well as other support services through our Academic Success Center. And of course, you can always email your professors to reach out. They're more than happy to help you. I definitely can speak from experience. So here are a list of all of our majors. We have over 40 majors and minors to choose from, as well as quite a few dual degree and partnership programs that we do with other universities. But I do want to point out a few of our majors. The first is our nursing major, which is pretty popular here on campus. It is indirect, which means that you won't necessarily be automatically accepted into the program. It depends on what classes you're taking your freshman year. They're pre-nursing classes, and then what you get on the TEAS exam is how we'll admit you into the program. And then if for whatever reason, there are other majors on campus that we are able to align you with, so that way you aren't just left hanging out to dry. We also have an individualized major, which allows students to take classes from different majors and combine it into whatever major they want, which is very unique, especially for students if they don't see something on here that they are interested in. We are able to accommodate it. And then we have a few 5-year programs. So students are allowed to graduate with both their bachelor's and their master's in 5 years. Our popular ones are criminal justice and psychology, but as you see here, we have a few other. And then if anyone's interested in going into law or into medicine or veterinary, we are able to accommodate those as well. So we do have an SEU Promise, which begins your freshman year. You're automatically enrolled into the program, and you're taking classes and doing workshops and other internships, all to ensure that you are successful after you graduate. And if for whatever reason you are not employed or in a graduate program, within 6 months after graduation, we will hire you back for a 6-month paid internship to help you figure out what your next steps are. Again, just trying to make sure you are successful. We are a small campus. Everyone would say we are a family. So this is just another example of how we're trying to make sure that you are getting the most of your time here at SEU. So we try to make college as affordable as possible. In fact, 98% of our students receive some form of scholarship, whether that's merit-based, so based off your transcript and your application. We have non-academic scholarships, such as you visiting campus, if you went to a Catholic high school, if you're out of state, which you will be, we do offer scholarships for you. Our average financial aid package is $33,000, but if we do suggest that you fill out your FAFSA right away, so that way we can determine all eligibility, whether that's federal or any other institutional grants that we might be able to offer you here. So like I said, we are in Morristown, which is not Central Jersey, but close to it. We are about an hour away from New York City. We actually have a train station right on campus, which allows you to just hop on a train, and it's a 45-minute express right into the city. So internships, hang out with friends, tons of things you can do in the city, as well as we're about an hour and a half from Philadelphia. So 2 major cities, we're not too far from them. So you're able to have that suburban life, as well as explore the big cities here in the north. I do encourage students to try to get off campus just to explore everything, because there's tons of things you can do off campus, whether that's restaurants or hanging out with or businesses, even to work off campus as well. There's opportunities for them. So we are Division III, which means you won't receive any aid to play the sport, but that just means you're playing for the love of the game. We have basketball, baseball, cross country, soccer, volleyball, tennis. So I do encourage playing a sport, especially if it is Division III, because you don't have that much pressure on you. I was a Division III athlete. I definitely can speak on the benefits of being that. So definitely look into it if you are interested in playing a sport in college. And then we have a bridge program for incoming freshmen, just to prepare them for college, because obviously high school and college are completely different. So we just want to make sure that you're prepared and ready to go. It is a 4.5-week program that includes coursework. You're doing workshops, advising, and it's of no cost to you. So free room and board, activities, anything that you need to succeed in the program, we offer for you free of charge. And if you pass all of your classes, it's not 8 credits, you actually receive up to 10 credits before the semester begins. So you're getting a jump start. And this is offered for, our summer scholars is offered for students based off of their application. We also offer a honors portion, which is similar as well for students. Again, so all of our summer programs going into your freshman year are free of charge, and you do get some form of credit should you pass all those classes. I do hope you apply to SEU. We are on the Common App. We also have an application right on our website. It is of no cost to you. All we'll need from you is your transcript, 2 letters of recommendation. One needs to be academic, so like a teacher, your personal essay, and we are test optional. So you don't have to send your scores if you don't want to, but if you want to, we will gladly accept them. But we do tell students to apply early so that way they are considered for as many scholarships as possible. We do have a presidential scholarship, which is for select students. And we only have a handful of those scholarships, and they are full tuition. So we tell students to apply early so that way they can be considered for as many as possible. And then lastly, I do hope you visit us. We are offering tons of on-campus events. We are open in as well as virtual events. So if you do want to come up to Jersey, we are available. We're open. You can do a campus tour. You can come and visit us for an info session, but we have tons of things online that you can get a jump start on, as well as a virtual tour. So by you attending any of our events that we are actually hosting, whether that is on campus or virtually, you do automatically receive $1,000 towards your tuition. So it's a free $1,000 just for you to come and see us, listen to something similar to this. So I do hope you come and visit us on campus. And then I also encourage you to follow us on Instagram. We post tons of different things, but thank you. And I hope to see you guys soon.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have American University.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Michelle Stinson. I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions at American University. I work with students who live in West Virginia, and then also Washington, D.C. So we'll just go ahead and get started. AU, we're located in the upper northwest area of Washington, D.C. So it's about 4 miles from the White House and pretty close to Embassy Row. So there are a lot of things that students are able to get involved in, both on and off campus. As far as getting there, we offer an unlimited Metro Pass card for undergraduate and graduate students, and it's included in tuition. So you're not paying for that directly out of pocket. So we want you to be able to get involved and also, do internships, but also explore the DC area. So here's our demographic. So about 8,500 undergraduate students, in total, about 14,000, including graduate and law students. As far as our class size is concerned, we have the average class size of about 23, and the student to faculty ratio campus-wide is 11:1. So as far as diversity, about 32% of students identify as a student of color, a person of color, and then all 50 states represented and 122 countries represented. So here are our 6 schools and colleges. If you apply to American University, you're applying to the school as a whole. So you don't have to declare your major until the end of sophomore year. And you have plenty of time to figure it out. You can double major. A lot of students double major in between schools. So you could major within the College of Arts and Sciences, but then also with the School of Public Affairs. It's up to you. You'll have an advisor in both of those majors. And also all students will have a first-year advisor that they'll meet with every week. We want to make sure that you're able to transition into that process of being a college student, knowing the resources available to you, but then also knowing that you have a community and that you belong. So as far as internships are concerned, about 91% of all of our students take part in at least one. You can do more than one, or you don't have to do any at all. It's really up to you, just based off of the kind of experience you're looking to have. But just know that our Career Center is very helpful as far as helping you kind of hone in on what you're interested in doing. And although we're virtual, about half the students came back and said now that it's the summer, we are looking to be open in the fall. Students were doing internships, and we were having virtual intern fairs as well. So you're able to get an idea of what you're interested in. And if that doesn't work, you want to try something else, we also really support that too. So study abroad, although our students have not been able to study abroad over the past year, our AU Abroad program is doing its due diligence as far as making sure that wherever it will be safe for students to travel, we want to make sure that we're able to get them there. And then another thing with that, just with COVID and just kind of making sure, okay, so where is it safe for students to travel? If there's an outbreak, where do our students go? And so on and so forth. But your tuition goes towards wherever you are looking to study abroad. So admissions deadlines. So at AU, we have early decision 1, early decision 2, and then regular decision. So early decision 1 is due November the 15th, ED2, January the 15th, and then regular decision, January the 15th. So those early decision deadlines are binding. If you decide that AU is the place for you and you really want to be there, feel free to apply early decision, but make sure you've had that conversation, in your home as far as if you were admitted, are you good with the financial aid aspect? Completing that FAFSA and the CSS profile are going to be integral, but then also if you don't receive aid. So just having those conversations And it's also not a big deal if you are not able to make that decision ahead of time like that. Completely fine. That's why a regular decision is there. For the November 15th deadline, you'll find out by or before New Year's. And then for the January 15th early decision, by or before Valentine's Day, and regular decision by April 1st. So this is, we are looking at the checklist for things. We know that things have been different over the past year or so. So we understand that activities are going to look a bit different. Your transcript's going to look different. We're reviewing all those things based off of what your school submits with the secondary school report form. So we have a $75 application fee, but it can be, if you need us to waive that, I absolutely recommend checking in to see if that's possible, because we can waive it for you. And we are test optional. We have been test optional throughout the past 11 years, and we're going to continue to be. And feel free to just let me know if you have any questions about anything. We understand that your activities look a lot different now than they might have a year and a few months ago. And then also special academic programs. So along with the financial aid aspect, we have 3-year scholarship programs. So if you know, say you know what you want to go into, and you're just trying to get in there in 3 years and get out, that might be a great option for you. These have a priority deadline of December the 15th. The programs on the right side of the page are for our AU Honors, Community-Based Research Scholars, which revolves around service, Frederick Douglass Distinguished Scholars, and then Sakura Scholars Program. So feel free to go onto our website just to get an idea of if this is something you're interested in. And also feel free to reach out to us too if there's additional information that you'd like, or just figuring out how do I start to receive emails from American University. I'm more than happy to assist. And so here's my contact information, and I'll put it in the chat. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So that completes our 6-minute presentations from each institution. If I could have all the panelists come back on, we're going to do a question in the same order that we presented, and I'm not going to interject at all. So starting with Carlow University, if you could tell us what is, oops, I'm in the wrong screen. Wrong one again. There we go. What is advice you would give someone going through the college search process?
Good question. My advice, I have a couple recommendations. Definitely start early. Beginning of junior year is certainly not too early to start researching, getting on the internet and researching information, getting on schools' websites. Start talking and having conversations with the school counselors, with individuals at the particular schools that you're looking for. And don't think you have to have a major, everything picked out to start the process. Colleges are wonderful resources to help you decide what you want to do. Another advice I give students and families, don't let the price of a school scare you. Especially with private schools, sometimes that have higher price tags. I also have really impressive, lucrative scholarships and financial aid packages too. And just lastly, and you've heard all of my colleagues mention this, visit. It's nice to do your research and, investigate, but really the best thing you can do is get yourself on campus. Schools have personalities, and you really need to get yourself on there to see how you fit in. So that's my advice.
Hi, I'll go next. I'm Amanda Dabrowski from Bard College at Simon's Rock. I would say to keep doing what you're doing now. So if you're here today, you're doing the right thing, you're researching, you're learning about colleges. I'd say research as many colleges as possible, look online, talk to people you know, visit schools, go to fairs, etc. Talk to your guidance counselor, but really try to find a school that's a right fit for you. I wouldn't rely on just looking at the schools in your neighborhood or what people tell you about, but look all over, because there's a lot of great schools out there that you might not have heard of.
Hey everybody, few different just advice that I'll give. Definitely connect and figure out who your specific admission counselor is. We all are overseeing specific territories of where your high school is or where you might be living, and we're going to be the best point of contact. So really throughout the entire process, stay connected, build that relationship. Again, we're there to answer all the questions that you might have and make this process as easy and as smooth as possible for you and your family. So definitely encourage you to stay connected and figure out who your admission counselor is, again, because that's going to be the main point of contact. In addition to that, it may be a little bit tedious in a way, but I would encourage students, make a spreadsheet of all the universities you're interested in. Every university and college is going to be a little bit different for their application process, for their scholarship process, and even you can add things of how you felt when you visited that school or whatever other information. And it really, really helps students organize and, like I said, and stay on top of those deadlines, because again, you can't assume that just because one school has a November 1st deadline, every other school is going to have that same deadline. It's really going to be dependent on school to school.
Hi, so just piggybacking off of Kevin, definitely talking to your admissions counselors. I feel like a lot of times students are scared to talk to us. So definitely we're here to help you like that. This is what our job is. So definitely reach out to us. But one like little tiny thing that I may say is when you actually are applying to these schools, make sure you're using your personal email and not your high school email. Because after a while, you're not going to have access to your high school email. So definitely use your personal, so that way we can still stay in contact with you after you graduate.
All right. Yes. All great advice that I'm probably going to pull from a little bit too. So make sure you communicate if you have questions, especially it's fine if you're new to the process, because at one point we all were. So people that are there for you, but also any of the schools, especially your school counselors, but also us in admissions. And then also getting to know the fact that like AU, we have a lot of virtual information sessions, all of that. So see if the school has those as well, just as you are gearing up to see if you can visit, but just to see if you're comfortable with it. And then, you know, go from there, but also really listen to what you're interested in doing and where you kind of see yourself, and be patient and also give yourself some grace. But you have a lot of people that want to help, even if you don't attend any of our schools. We want to make sure that you just figure out what path you want to be on.
Okay, well, all fantastic pieces of advice. The one thing that I usually like to plug, but it was already said, is just to contact these folks. They're the experts. Their job is to help make sure that you are a right fit for their institution. So please do not hesitate to reach out to these folks. Putting a little information into the chat for you. Again, thank you for joining us. There is a snippet of this recording, all the chat, all the audio will be on our website. It's also going to be sent to our panelists and anybody who signed up for this presentation. So again, thank you for being here. One big thank you to our panelists who are doing so much, especially during these difficult times, being exceptionally available to us. When you leave here, if you are watching this live, there is a 4-question survey that you will take. Appreciate if you would do that. You can sign up for, there is one more session tonight, so you can sign up for a session the same place you signed up for this one. And again, a recording will be available to you. With that, good luck and stay safe and have a good evening.